It's time for Wrestling for the Culture, where we take a look inside to see what the wrestlers of color have been doing this week. Hey guys, welcome to this edition of Wrestling for the Culture, brought to you by Brian H. Waters of the Wrestling Wrealm. Before we get started, I want to make sure you are following us for all our content on Twitter and Instagram. Make sure you're logged in and make sure you're following us on Facebook as well. And guess what? YouTube right here. Make sure you like the status. Click one of those videos. I'm sure you see a card or something drop down, so make sure you click one of those videos when you finish this and watch it so that you can stay up to date and you can keep yourself entertained. So let's get ready to get into this week's things happening for the culture. So as you know, Smackdown 1000 is on its way, and WWE went on their Instagram page and released their top 5 greatest Smackdown superstars of all time. And guess what? The People's Champion, The Rock, is the greatest Smackdown superstar of all time. So I know you have people out there saying, oh, The Rock isn't really black. Guess what? We all know his daddy is black and he's Samoan, so he puts on for the culture 2 times. So congratulations to The Rock. Catch up, break it down with Brian H, and I'll explain why I may or maybe I do not agree with that. So Titus O'Neil, he's back on Wrestling for the Culture. He joins Michelle Obama in a campaign where we all vote. So this is what he said on his Instagram. Michelle Obama, I cannot thank you enough for having me as an ambassador for We All Can Vote campaign, and also the Reach Higher campaign as well. He also has extended, but shout out to him. Titus O'Neil, as you know, is always out there in the community doing his thing. So make sure you following him, and he often retweets this. So I really appreciate. Thanks, Titus. I appreciate all your support out there. I would love to do work with him in one way, shape, or form. So as we continue, the Gorillas of Destiny have dethroned the Young Bucks at New Japan's Fighting Spirit Unleashed. The Gorillas of Destiny, Tama Tonga and Tonga Lao, defeated Nick and Mac Jackson to become the IWGP Tag Team Champions for a 4th time. Shout out to them. As you can see, they had their dad, the legend himself, Haku, or if you was in WCW, you may know him as Ming. Now, speaking of Tag Team Champions, the New Day continues. They went to Australia this past weekend and defeated The Bar. So The Bar claims they aren't The Bar. They don't set the bar. They are The Bar. Well, on the New Day show, they are The Bar because they defeated them, and their tag team reign continues. This past week on Smackdown, R-Truth and Carmella defeated Zelina Vega and Andrade Cien Almas. It was Carmella getting the pin. So, R-Truth and Carmella continue to look like a well-oiled machine. Moving over to the Mixed Match Challenge, we saw Jimmy Uso and Naomi defeat Lana and Rusev. So if you've been paying attention, Lana and Rusev have been having some issues because apparently Lana may not have been faithful. But guess what? That would not distract. They still had to team up, and the Usos, Jimmy and the Fatus, Jimmy Uso and Naomi, they had the business to take care of. So they had a little bit of fun, little dance contest here and there. But in the end, Naomi got Lana for the win. So it looks like Naomi is the best. Unfortunately, this past weekend, Cedric Alexander was dethroned. He is no longer the Cruiserweight Champion, but I had to mention on here, I know we usually just talk about the wins, but congratulations to him on an incredible title run. What I want to see Cedric move on to SmackDown and compete for the United States Championship. Sticking in Australia, we saw Bobby Lashley and John Cena get the win over Kevin Owens and Elias. So we know Elias and Owens have been a thorn in Bobby Lashley's side. Lashley wrestled most throughout the match, so but he was able to go ahead, team with Cena. Cena was the one that got the pin, but nonetheless, Lashley was on the winning side. Moving to SmackDown, In an upset, you may say, Shelton Benjamin defeated Daniel Bryan. The Miz helped, of course, but nonetheless, it was a win for Shelton Benjamin. It was great to see him on SmackDown Live and in living color. Moving on to the Mae Young Classic, Lacey Lane defeated Tundra Conti. I apologize if I pronounced that wrong. So Lacey Lane will continue. The Cinderella story continues. I mean, she's out there doing her thing. Shout out to her. But sticking with the classic, it was a match of the night. Makito Satomura defeated Mercedes Martinez, and like I said, it was the match of the night. I hope you guys get a chance to check it out. If you've been watching the Mae Young Classic, it's probably the match. I thought that the match between Mia Yim and Allison Kay was it, but this one right here, man, what a match. And unfortunately, I was hoping Mercedes won. Unfortunately, she didn't. Let's move on to Impact Wrestling, where we saw Su Yung defeat Kiera Hogan, and then afterwards, Su Yung did what Ali said would not happen again. She put Kiera in the coffin. So Ali said that she was determined to make sure that Su Yung did not put anybody in the coffin, and she went there to prevent Sue from putting Kiera in the coffin. Unfortunately, even she was when that happened, Su Yung started to attempt to put Ali in the coffin, and it was Kiera Hogan sacrificing herself, kind of tossing Ali out the way, and then she tried, but Su Yung was just too much for her, especially after having that match. Let's move on to the NWA, where the legend herself, Jazz, will defend her title coming up at NWA 70. I encourage everybody to go to this channel and check out the video. Jazz letting it be known, she lives in her shoot life where she tells people you have a second chance. But she said there'll be no chances here because she's coming to kick butt and she don't care who it is. So let's move on. Adriana Mosley becomes the new WXWC4 Diamonds champion. So congratulations to her. Brandi Rhodes, she does not just help Cody win, folks. She gets wins herself. She won this past week on Women of Honor. She defeated Heather Monroe. So congratulations to Brandi. You may also know she helped Cody earlier in the week, become the new IWGP United States champion. Well, and when I say help, I mean just her presence alone. So now I'm going to do a special segment because the Black Wrestling Alliance always gives, they've been doing this, giving a lot of people of color their just due. So I'm going to give them their just due, have their own segment where I'm going to allow them to present. Well, I'm going to read off, obviously, but I'm going to read off some of the champions that they listed, some of the new champions. So allow Black Wrestling Alliance to introduce you to some new champions. So we have Sugar Dunkerton who became a champion in 3 countries at once by winning the Interspecies Wrestling Falls Count Anywhere title in Canada. He also holds the title, let me get this right, the title wrestling championship in the UK and the Heroes of Wrestling Cruiserweight Championship. So unfortunately, he held the Falls Count Anywhere title for all of 40 minutes. So let's move on. We saw Brando Lee be crowned the new World of Unpredictable Light Heavyweight Champion. We saw Jasmine Rain win her first title after winning the World of Unpredictable Women's Championship in a fatal 4-way match. D-Rogue won his first ever Pro Wrestling Championship after capturing the World Wrestling Dominating Championship. And last but not least, Jordan Blade winning her second Classic Pro Wrestling Women's Championship. So make sure you are following the Black Wrestling Alliance on Instagram, as you can see it right there on your screen, at Black Wrestling Alliance. Shout out to my boy out there, always doing this thing, always giving the black wrestlers their shine and their just due. And a lot of people follow it. You can see like Caleb Braxton, heavy supporter, Brandi Rhodes, 305 himself, MVP. So shout out to him. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm getting ready to wrap things up. Like I said, make sure you are following the Wrestling Wrealm. We got some content coming out for you. I've been promising, and I'm telling you, I will deliver on that promise. Just stay tuned. Make sure you are tuned in each and every week to Break It Down with Brian H. And I've been appearing on a few shows, so you'll get some, you'll hear those coming up soon. Until the next time, folks, so long, everybody.